I'm making a delicious tray bake. So you guys love the other tray bake I made, the cardamom pistachio cream cheese. If you haven't, you can check it out. I'll leave the link up here. But this one is chocolatey, it's creamy, it's moist, it's absolutely fantastic. We have a really nice chocolate light fluffy sponge which will be topped with a thick delicious chocolate ganache, dark chocolate ganache, so it's going to be rich. And then I'm going to finish it with a drizzle of salted caramel sauce. So as always, it's an easy kind of all-in-one method. And to start, I'm going to add 225 grams of unsalted softened butter. The key is to leave the butter out of the fridge the night before because it really needs to be softened so that it gives the cake lots of air, and which will make the cake light and fluffy. Butter goes in, next goes in 250 grams of caster sugar. And half a teaspoon of vanilla extract would enhance the flavors beautifully. Okay. That is how creamy it should look. Three large eggs. And 50 grams of cocoa powder goes into 100 ml of boiling water, and to this I'm going to add 50 grams of cocoa powder. Try and get a kind of paste out of this. And all we want is like a smooth paste. Try and get rid of as many bumps and lumps as possible. This will go into our butter mix. Also 175 grams of self-raising flour, and I'm also going to add an additional 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Add the flour and baking powder mix. So I have got a tray ready here. I'm using the same tray I used in the other tray bake, and it's around 20 by 30 centimeter roughly. You can use a brownie tray if you have one, but this is what I use for almost all tray bakes and the brownies. So I'm going to grease it and line it with some baking parchment, and then I'm going to pour this mixture into the prepared tin. Just take a rectangle sheet and press it in. Just press it in and then cut the sides. Just make a slit, and then it just slides in and flattens beautifully. Cut that. There you go. Easy. Look at that smooth, creamy cake mix, and that is going to give you a fluffy gorgeous cake. Just look at this. And just a little spread. Now this is going in the oven at 180°C for 30 to 35 minutes, but like always, just keep an eye on it. Look at that! Wow! Now that the cake is out, we need to let it cool down. And while it's cooling down, I'm going to prepare the ganache for it and also the caramel sauce. That is 200 grams of dark chocolate. You can use a bar and then chop it into small pieces. To this, I'm going to add 300 ml of just boiling cream, double cream. Just pour it on top. Leave it for a few seconds and stir it all in. And with the heat, the chocolate would start melting. Look at that. The gloss on it. You can use milk chocolate, but we are a family of dark chocolate lovers, so I tend to use dark chocolate in the bakes rather than milk chocolate. So the cake has very slightly cooled down, not completely cool, but I'm going to still spread this on top. Look at that. Just take the whole shot then, because it's a nice shot. And then gently just spread it on. Leave it aside in one corner till it's fully set. For the salted caramel sauce, the recipe is already on the YouTube channel, so you can click in the link below, on the link below, and it'll take you to the recipe. So I've got some, come on knife, seriously. Oh, I've totally ruined it, totally ruined it. I have no more caramel sauce, so I've got some left over from before. It stays really well in the fridge for a couple of weeks. And I'm going to drizzle some of this on top of our gorgeous cake. Yeah?
Yep.
This is such a lovely sauce to have in the fridge, because you can put it on ice cream, you can put it on cakes, you can just use it. So you can obviously decide the size of the squares. Now, I'll be honest here, I should wait a little bit longer for this to set, because it's not 100% set yet, but I don't care, I'm going in. And now that we've got the size of our slices, I'm going to put some roasted chopped hazelnuts in the center of each slice. You can promise you can wait till it's fully set. It takes around 2-3 hours, but I haven't got the patience because it looks so amazing. My mouth is watering. I've done enough talking. I need to eat. You can send me the thank you cards after you've made this, because this is amazing. Oh my god. The cake is so moist. It is so moist, and one of the biggest things, which is why I don't like too much chocolate cake, is most often if you're eating it outside in restaurants and cafes, a lot of the time it's really dry. It's really dry for some reason, but this is such a moist, light sponge, and the chocolate ganache is so rich. It's beautiful dark, and the caramel sauce is basically unnecessary calories. But it just balances the whole thing. With the hazelnuts for the added crunch, I can keep going on and on, but you get the point. So I do hope you will give this a go. Subscribe and come back next week for a brand new recipe. Oh my god, this is so good. Just amazing. Boy, this is good.